One more thing that we should really thank is Pepsi Battle of the Bands. Then
100%.
because of these guys, in the past few years, we have got amazing bands come up from
नवेद
Pakistan. तो वो पूरा
स्पॉन्सरशिप के चक्करों में
हाँ भाई, अगली अगली एपिसोड भी तो करनी है।
तू स्पॉन्सरशिप के चक्करों में
जोर
सबकी
डाल रहा है
उठाता
नवेद।
रहेगा, कब तक चलेगा सर?
करना पड़ता है, करना पड़ता है।
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Drawing Room Expert. This is me, Zaib, and today I have the full quorum with me. Say hi, Zain and Navaid.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
वो कुछ बोलो ना, बोलते क्यों नहीं हो कुछ?
No, I
क्या
mean,
हाल है?
I guess the people, whoever listens to us, like 5-6 people, whoever listens to us, they must be wondering कि अचानक से इतनी सारी podcast क्यों आ रही हैं, and there's a very simple reason, which everyone knows, about what's going on in the world right now. So, which gives us, a lot of time on our hands to discuss things that are, of interest to us. So, which is why we're back.
आपकी
सभी
अंग्रेजी
फारिग
बहुत
बैठे
अच्छी है, आपने सीखी कहाँ से?
अच्छा ना, चलो आगे चलो आगे।
नहीं यार,
यार नवेद,
वाकई
तुम बताओ तुम्हारी लास्ट पॉडकास्ट कैसी थी? वैसे मैंने तुम्हारी पॉडकास्ट सुनी, वो
it was actually really good. अच्छा, it was
कौन सा कॉर्नर था वो? तुम्हारी पॉडकास्ट का नाम क्या था? कौन सा कॉर्नर था?
Cinephile.
Producers corner.
Cinephile
नहीं,
corner.
it was
तुम लोग को
actually
छोटी
really
छोटी
good.
फिल्म्स पसंद है ना?
हाँ, छोटी क्या कर
यंग फिल्म्स,
Young.
यंग फिल्म।
Navaid is the young Malang of our time.
Young बल क्या याद दिला
तुम पहुंचे नहीं अभी तक, तुम पहुंचे नहीं अभी तक, मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ?
मैं समझ
पता है,
गया।
मैं समझ रहा हूँ।
तो
बहरहाल
क्या वैसे एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था उसका?
it was good, मजा आया। It was, the thing is, finally got to discuss something else other than music, which was a good thing.
तुम्हें ये फिल्म कहाँ से, like how did you connect with a person? Ali Sattar, by the way, really appreciate that he took time out for that. And it was a very good discussion actually. I listened to the whole podcast. I thought it was a very balanced discussion. Just my technical element तो heavy था ही, obviously, because he's a technical person.
Yeah.
But the good thing was that it was really like मैं उसको इस perspective से ले रहा था कि जैसे कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, तो I was surprised to see कि understanding में इतना मसला नहीं हुआ. I hope सबको ना हुआ हो.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And we haven't really advertised the app, the episode, as yet. Like we released it, but we will really share it as much as we do our normal apps. But it's still, I was just looking at the stats earlier. उसकी downloads अभी भी अच्छी खासी हो रही हैं. It's like creeping up. So that's good. So people are like, maybe they're going into their, specific apps that they have for podcasts and looking at our episodes, which reminds me, if you guys are, listening to us via Spotify or Apple or Google Podcasts or Podbean, what have you, if you can subscribe to us, that'll give you an idea, like whenever our new episodes release. Obviously, we're gonna share it on our Facebook page as well. So regardless of that, it actually is being listened to, which is great. So that gives us an indication के लोगों को समझ में आई. वैसे, how did you come across Ali Sattar, and then how did you decide on that movie?
Yeah, the way that I came across him was basically, I was, हम लोग वैसे music scene में काफ़ी, we keep looking at other different stuff on Facebook, and जो news आजकल चल रही है Pakistani music में, and I came across this song called Saqi Ba Wafa. And what I read was that the video had been winning a lot of awards internationally and even nationally. Lux Style Awards में भी ये लोग जीते थे, and I looked at the video.
अभी recent वाला Lux
Yeah,
Style?
yeah, ये अभी recent last किया था. And Vancouver में भी एक film festival था जिसमें अली सत्तार की एक film that he worked on won an award, and I think Asian Peace Film Festival था जिसमें साकी अबा वफा की वीडियो भी गई थी. That over there as well, these guys won the award for the best video. So that really piqued my interest, and I started to look into his work. And जब मैं Facebook पे ad वगैरह किया था, and then I saw that he does have a lot of connections within the industry. He has worked with Jami and some of the biggest names of the industry, and I saw his work and I absolutely loved it. कि there are, वो पता चलता है जब एक बंदा they have done some really good work. You
How
can
did you decide on this really obscure movie? Because मैंने इसके बारे में नहीं सुना था पहले.
यार the thing is we like पहले भी हमारी discussion हुई थी. He actually talked about a movie by from the same production house A24. तो मैंने बोला यार ये A24 जो है ना, these guys are really doing a great job when it comes to giving the creative
ये क्या है?
Zain का कुछ हुआ होगा.
नवेद की बकवास से गवर्नमेंट भी बोर हो गई. एम्बर अलर्ट भेज दी.
किस चीज की भी?
एम्बर
यार
अलर्ट
वो
दिया उसको.
कोविड-19 का अलर्ट है कि सब घर में रहो वगैरह वगैरह.
अच्छा.
नहीं, इसका
म्यूट कर दे भाई. हाँ बोलो नवेद.
म्यूट कर सकते हैं, कुछ नहीं कर सकते इसका.
हाँ एम्बर अलर्ट तो वो तो बच गई. ये तो होगा. खैर. खैर हाँ तो उसी प्रोडक्शन हाउस की दो फिल्म. अबे मेरा ही स्पीकर ऑन करिएगा.
क्या?
मैं तो नहीं किया.
मेरी आवाज़ मुझे ही सुनाई दे रही है.
अब नहीं आ रही. अब सही
अच्छा
है.
ओके हाँ तो उसी प्रोडक्शन हाउस की कोई मूवी डिस्कस कर रहे थे. दैट वाज लाइक
पैरानोया
लेट्स इसी इसी पे लेके चलते हैं. दिस वाज वन ऑफ द मूवीज आई हर्ड अबाउट अ लॉट मगर
वैसे
देखनी.
उसका रिएक्शन कैसा था? लाइक अली सत्तार was he happy with the whole thing? Did you
Oh yes,
uh,
absolutely. He
he
was
heard the
very.
episode? Everything
Mm,
was good.
yeah.
Good. So really appreciate Ali Sattar.
Mhm.
We would love to have
We
you
actually
more
talked
often.
about Bayaan as well.
Oh, which
he
segues us
directed
into what
a
we're going to
video.
talk about in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
which is Bayan's album Suno that was released in early Feb.
Mm-hmm.
Has given us, a lot of time to listen to it pre-lockout and obviously during lockout as well. तो उसके क्या ख्यालात थे बयान के बारे में अली सत्तार?
Well, he just बता रहा था कि how the experience was with working with them, but again,
Because
वही बात.
he directed बेखबर, right?
He did. मगर बात वही है. He also said कि यार when it comes to videos like like बेखबर जो कि पेप्सी ने प्रोड्यूस की है, the creative freedom is not as much as he would have liked,
which I
and
understand.
that kind of shows in the
I'm
video itself.
surprised actually क्योंकि मैं एक बात बता. मैं अभी
Mm.
पता नहीं तुमसे बात कर रहा था जैन से. I think it was in our episode that we recorded but it was not good enough for release.
Mm-hmm.
तो उसमें we discussed about the video of बेखबर
Okay.
and I love the song and it's a fantastic uh, arrangement and everything और
Mm-hmm.
lyrics भी बहुत अच्छी हैं और इस पे हम डिटेल में बात करेंगे when we discuss the album track by track. But
Yeah.
what my issue with the video was कि it was heavily branded. ऐसा
Oh
लग रहा
yeah.
था कि पेप्सी का एड है. अगर मुझे कोई बोलता ना कि बयान इस इंडस्ट्री में एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता, उसका कोई गाना नहीं, बयान के बारे में मैं कुछ नहीं जानता. लाइक मुझे लगता है
Mm.
कि रैंडम बंदे हैं और एक गाना चल रहा है उसको क्या कहते हैं, जिंगल.
हाँ
तो
सही सही.
मुझे जिंगल फील आ रही थी उसकी क्योंकि वो ऐड लग रहा था मुझे. यानी कि
हाँ
उसकी
exactly.
आराम से कट पेस्ट करके आप उसका एक ऐड रिलीज कर सकते हो.
Yeah.
और आई वॉज
Yeah, that's
सरप्राइज बिकॉज के पेप्सी ने बहुत सारे बैंड्स के वीडियोस रिलीज करी थी. औज की करी थी, तमाशा की करी
Mm-hmm.
थी. आई नो
Mm-hmm.
तमाशा वगैरह में दे हैड लाइक तमाशा की वीडियो में दे हैड लाइक पेप्सी बॉटल वगैरह एक थी. औज की वीडियो में मुझे पेप्सी याद नहीं आ रही कि वो उसमें ब्रांडिंग थी या नहीं.
No, I don't think so.
नहीं थी
I
ना
think मेरी
Yeah.
theory इस पे ये है and I could be यार दोबारा से again what the hell.
यार. कैमरे के ओ सॉरी माइक के बिल्कुल साथ रखो ताकि अब मुझे भी आवाज आए सही से.
अबे यार नहीं seriously क्या साउंड ऐसा है कि आपको मुर्दे को उठा दे. खैर मेरी इस पे theory ये है कि Pepsi pushes their branding on every song and it's just
Mm-hmm.
that how much a band pushes back, right? I think maybe the others they pushed back saying hey
No,
let's sort of scale this
it makes
one a
no
little
sense because
didn't.
Oj is very much equal to Bayan. Bayan probably more experienced than Oj.
यार ये
So
बताओ,
I
जब
would be
औज
very
का जो
इसकी बात
surprised
गाना
नहीं
if
है,
था,
अपनी
Oj pushed
पर्सनालिटी
back.
की बात है, आई थिंक.
नहीं मगर औज
I
का
don't
जो
know.
गाना था, वाज इट पार्ट ऑफ द द
हाँ
बैंड्स आर
हाँ
बैक?
या
हाँ, yes.
बिकॉज आई थिंक बैंड्स आर बैक वाली वीडियोस में काफ़ी ब्रांडिंग थी, मगर खैर देन अगेन
नहीं नहीं,
कश्मीर वाले
Oj
सॉन्ग
का
में भी नहीं
was
थी
part of that.
ब्रांडिंग, तो
And क्या
परवाना
कहते
हूँ मैं,
हैं, परवाना भी
आई
रिलीज
डोंट,
किया था ना उन्होंने, तो
हाँ
परवाना was part of,
परवाना,
yes.
यस,
हाँ,
एंड उसमें
उसमें
भी
था.
कोई ब्रांडिंग नहीं थी उसमें, पूरी वीडियो केव में थी, उसमें पेप्सी शो करते तो
मेरे
लो
ख्याल से
अजीब हो जाता।
the trick is if you're a band and you're associated with Pepsi and they are
हम्म,
doing your video,
हम्म,
कॉन्सेप्ट ही गाना ही ऐसा सेलेक्ट करो कि जिसमें वो
जिसमें
पेप्सी
आप कुछ
घुसाना
ठोक
मुश्किल
नहीं
हो.
सकते, कुछ ऐसा ना.
हाँ,
या
अब जैसे औज ने जो गाना सेलेक्ट किया था, क्या नाम था उसको, दोहराओ.
दोहराओ,
और उन्होंने उसका, हालांकि उसमें कर सकते थे, लेकिन लेकिन नहीं कर सकते थे एक्चुअली. इट वाज अ लव ट्रेजेडी काइंड ऑफ अ यू नो
हम्म,
सॉन्ग, और उसकी
मतलब क्या
वीडियो भी
उसके लिए
कॉन्सेप्ट जो
काम
है
आती
कि
है ना,
आप
उसने वो
पेप्सी पी रहा हो तो
सर्कस
हम में आके नहीं,
सर्कस
can't really do that.
वगैरह
हाँ, ही
कर
कांट
रखा
ही
हुआ था,
कांट
उसमें फिट ही नहीं आता वो।
हाँ, और प्लस एग्जैक्टली, तो उन्होंने कॉन्सेप्ट ही ऐसा चूज किया कि वो फिट नहीं कर सके उसको.
हम्म,
तमाशा, आई एम सरप्राइज, तमाशा का कॉन्सेप्ट सबसे ज्यादा हटके था, which I was really happy with. That video was really smart.
या
कि उन्होंने उसको थोड़ा स्पेस वॉर्स टाइप का कुछ वर्क करा था, लेकिन उसके अंदर भी उन्होंने पेप्सी घुसा दी थी.
हाँ थी वो, और के 2-3 शॉट्स थे उसके। खैर
तो
वही है, मगर द
that
बेसिक
was
थिंग
my
इज़ कि
concern
जब
with बेखबर.
इनके साथ
बेखबर
हो ही जाता है।
was
या
it was a shame कि बेखबर ended up the way it did, but
हुँ,
again, it was not the worst video, but I expected better.
आई थिंक दे वांटेड टू डू अली वांटेड टू डू मेरा मुसाफिर rather than बेखबर, मगर these guys decided on something else, so they had to go with that song. It was
हाँ,
a
Makes
different
sense
choice
because
of
I
hers.
can see
Bekhabar
why.
is a more pop song जो stand out
हुँ,
करता है
हुँ,
from that perspective,
I
marketability.
think मेरा मुसाफिर is something कि अगर वो आगे कोई videos release करें, I think you don't want to
हुँ,
announce yourself with मेरा मुसाफिर is what I'm saying.
या
Anyway, I think we're discussing these songs, you know,
Prematurely.
हाँ,
prematurely. तो एक काम करते हैं, उसको थोड़ा सा एक structure में लेके चलते हैं.
ठीक है।
Um, I'll give you an idea on like some stats on these things. So just let me open up. I had written down like the recording studio and all of that. So let me just get that out of the way. फिर उससे ये होगा कि we can talk about the songs themselves. Okay. So real quick, Zain, do you want to go through the band members?
Sure. Hang on. I'm just opening my review file. Hang on. I can't find it. Hang on. But yeah, Bayaan obviously is a Lahore-based band, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And they have five. It's a five-piece band. Asfar Hussain vocals pe, Shahrukh and Mukeet is the guitar duo. Mansoor Lashari is on drums, and then Heather Abbas, occasional songwriter, backup singer extraordinaire, is on bass. So okay, um, moving on. I think before Zaib gets the technical details of where it was recorded and stuff. Full disclosure, हमने ये podcast Zaib ने mention भी करा था. Few days ago we recorded, only Zaib and myself, but due to technical difficulties we couldn't post it. But at the same time it turned out well for us because now Navaid's on board as well, and we can get a real discussion going. um, so yeah, Navaid, do you want to, मैं जो हूँ शुरू से ही इस बैंड का फैन रहा हूँ. Zaib had a different journey. What about you? How did you get introduced, and what, because I remember talking to you about Bayaan when they were actually in Battle of the Band, and they weren't your favorite. So
No, actually, me and Zaib were more inclined towards Zerb, and you
yeah,
were the one who
I was
was like
always on Bayaan's
Bayan side.
Bayaan's side, but Zaib was your favorite of both you and Zaib.
Yeah.
So how has your like journey been? के उनको I don't know if you're still a fan. Are you a fan, or
Yes,
are you
definitely.
turning into?
Especially after this album.
Mhm.
Um, मतलब वाकई these guys have done something phenomenal with this album. I mean, पहले
So
मैं
why
like
did you तुम्हारी तरफ से तुम्हें इनकी म्यूजिक उस लेवल जितनी पसंद क्यों नहीं थी पहले जितनी अब है? Like what
यार
happened?
आई थिंक जब कंपटीशन पे थी ना बात, तो उस वक्त बंदा जिस वो कंपटीशन को कंपटीशन के हिसाब से सुन रहा होता है, एंड व्हाट उस वक्त जर्ब की म्यूजिक जो थी, जो कवर्स वगैरह थे, एंड इट वाज
Zerb के
मोस्टली
cover, I
कवर्स,
mean, are
राइट?
still unmatched. I think Zerb से बेहतर
हाँ,
cover करता नहीं है.
एग्जैक्टली, एंड उस वक्त वो फॉर्मेट भी कुछ ऐसा था उस वाले सीजन में कि दे वर मोस्टली कवर्स, राइट? तो
That's true.
उस वक्त वो जर्ब ज़्यादा वाज साउंडिंग अमेजिंग टू मी, लाइक पर्सनली मुझे ज़्यादा अच्छे लग रहे थे।
Mhm.
मगर व्हेन इट कम्स टू ओरिजिनल songs, I don't think like bands like Bayaan and Oj, these guys really stand out when it comes to original songs.
Original
So
song में yeah, because I remember कि
yeah.
जब Zerb ने actually बयान का गाना जो था फर्दा वही cover किया था
Hmm.
नहीं. That sounded on par, if not better than
Yeah.
actual Bayan's version
Actually,
because
that's correct. I'm
Yeah.
I like that version of that song much
yeah,
better than the original one.
Yeah.
which is well original में मसला ये it was horribly produced, so I mean it doesn't do
Hmm.
the song justice, but
नहीं मुझे
it
arrangements, just not
highlights
arrangements.
Zerb's
I thought
ability to cover songs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you listen to originals, bands like Ban and Odge, they are far ahead.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
really depends on कि किस किस्म का फॉर्मेट है आपके शो का.
Hmm.
और
yeah,
अगर
and then
ओरिजिनल्स पे
also
ज़्यादा मबनी है तो फिर obviously these bands will shine more.
Hmm.
लेकिन मैं एक चीज बोलूंगा कि एक just I want to caveat this by the fact कि I don't think Odge are bad original music producers. I don't think that's the case.
Odge
But
or
Or
Zerb?
just Zerb.
oh, sorry, Zerb. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
was talking about Zerb.
Yes,
So
yes.
Zerb are just different, and then also I think
Hmm.
Bayan, through experience, are just much more mature. I think Zerb hasn't really dwelled in
Yeah.
original music writing as much as Bayan has.
Hmm.
Maybe that's the reason why. Although I think Zerb की कोई album वगैरह हो चुकी थी, यानी कि कोई underground album है उनकी.
Hmm.
I don't think Bayan has an underground album, but Bayan has a lot of like
Experience.
underground
बयान
experience.
के
It
ओरिजिनल
doesn't
गाने
have.
4-5 साल पहले से हैं. And
And
so
yeah, these guys have worked with Zulfi, right, on Nescafe Basement. That itself is
हाँ.
something,
yeah.
tells you something about these guys, right? That is वो ये एक और reason था where I was like more inclined towards Zerb, because ये लोग, they didn't have that kind of background. But when it comes to Bayan, almost all of these guys have played at Nescafe Basement. They have that background, उनको पता है
Exactly.
कैसे, they have that.
मेरा भी
तो
same.
इसलिए
मेरा भी.
I was more like चलो Zerb नए लोग हैं, they're not from that strong of a background, तो इसलिए मुझे वो ज़्यादा उनकी तरफ था कि चलो
Hmm.
उनको ये
And they
एक्सपीरियंस
weren't
नहीं है,
bad.
yet they're produce, no, they're
They weren't
like
really. Yeah.
they
And
are
I,
completely different sound, right? तो
and then
वो
also I think if I'm not mistaken, I think उस season के अंदर it was pretty close. I think Bayan may have
yeah,
won it by only a few votes.
Well,
yeah,
if it were up to the judges, तो वो तो Zerb को ही देते. You could tell.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think split होता. I think Strings,
Bayan,
especially Bilal, was getting fond of Bayan.
Bayan,
Like
yeah.
I think
towards the end
if
of it, you
push
can
came
hear
to
it.
shove, they probably would have given Zerb,
हाँ
but I
हाँ
don't
नहीं,
really
if
never
push came
know.
to shove, like maybe as a marketability, क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा एक different और उनका lead vocalist एक I think
Mm-hmm.
is a better persona compared to
Well,
Asfar.
he has a better क्या कहते हैं band lead vocalist persona for sure.
Yeah.
And presence as well. Like don't get me wrong, Asfar is a fantastic singer, but
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't really command the same. Like if he walks on a stage, you would probably stand up and respect him, as opposed to if I forgot Zub's main uh,
Amar.
Qamar.
Kamar. So if Kamar walks on the stage, you would probably stand up in excitement. You'd be like, okay, now this is the boss is here, or something like that, right? Because he
Mm-hmm.
had that commanding.
He has a
Although वो
commanding presence.
personality wise दोनों almost एक जैसे ही हैं. I think maybe uh, he's more of an introvert as compared to Asfar, but on stage they're different personalities. Like, and I think yeah, if push came to shove and Pepsi wanted to give it to someone without the votes, maybe they would have given to Zerb. But now looking back, I think they made the right decision. Like the
Mm-hmm.
decision, whatever, not that they made the decision, but whatever decision that was made, I think it was the right decision.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you guys want to go track by track, or do you want to
I
discuss
think so.
some of the technicalities
Let's
first,
go.
or do you
Okay,
want
ठीक
me
है.
to bring up the
Technicalities.
technicalities while we discuss the songs, like where it was recorded and who wrote it and all of that stuff?
I think song by song सही रहेगा, like that
Yeah, I
way
think
we can
now
delve
looking
into
at
technicalities as well.
hmm
हाँ सेट है चलो
और फिर जिस ऑर्डर में गाने रिलीज हुए थे उसी ऑर्डर में डिस्कस करते हैं ताकि कंसेप्चुअली हम एल्बम को कैप्चर कर लें कि जिस तरह उन्होंने इंटेंड किया
ट्रैक
था.
लिस्टिंग के थ्रू ना
Yeah, yeah.
चलो
And then
so
at the
the
end, I
album
think we're gonna give it a rating, right?
yeah so the
Right.
album kicks off with an instrumental called Azhik. I'm not sure, do you guys know what it means?
No.
I
You
actually
haven't
do
Actually, I
not.
don't. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm yet to look this up, but Azak is, I think, is a magnificent starter to the album. I think it just really sets the mood.
Mm-hmm.
मेरे हिसाब से like it was very like उसका एक क्या कहते हैं उससे impact बहुत अच्छा था और plus if you compare the start of the album to some of the highlights of the album,
Mm-hmm.
um, it really matches well. Like
Yeah.
theme wise I could feel like हाँ चलो ये इसी का और plus the good thing about Azek is that you take out Azek and place that into any other album in the world,
Mm-hmm.
um, it wouldn't really fit in because it may not match the theme or the arrangements or the ideology of the band, but I think this starter actually captures everything pretty nicely. When I started listening to it like the first time, I still remember I was like, boom, this is amazing. And the best thing, in my opinion, a song or an instrumental um, can
Mhm.
achieve is be a segue into an actual song.
Song, good transition, basically.
A good
Bada
transition.
perfect
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah, I
बहुत
think
perfect
this
transition.
song है. I mean, it's a good microcosm of the band itself. It's a
Mm-hmm.
little dark शुरू जब start होता है and
उसमें थोड़ा एलिमेंट उसका है ना क्या नाम है यार कौन सा गाना है उनका
लाल लाल
नहीं दिन ढले जो
दिल
स्टार्ट
से
में
लेकर
आता
भी है and then
Mm.
अब्बास अली खान का if you heard मलाल उसकी जो पियानो
Yes,
था start में
exactly.
it
मैं वही
है।
reminds
हाँ
me
बोलने वाला था.
नहीं वो तो है
Uh,
लेकिन मैं इनके गानों की बात कर लाइक मुझे
हाँ इनके
उस
गानों में हाँ but
इंस्ट्रूमेंटल में ऐसा लग
they
रहा था कि
they
उन्होंने
have
अपने
that
गानों का अरेंजमेंट्स उसमें इनपुट किया
yeah
है स्पेशली दिन ढले का मुझे थोड़ा सा इसमें फील आती है
जो
स्टार्ट में
and जो
जो
होता है वो
वायलेंस जो
tapping
वायलेंस
guitar
वाली
which is basically
साउंड है.
Fatah and all other songs as well, so it is a microcosm of their music as well, which is a good place to like begin the album. तो इस वजह से to your point के start बहुत appropriate है.
Strong. And
मिक्स्ड
it's really
engineered
ballsy
mastered
too to start your like album with an
with an
instrumental,
instrumental.
especially.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
that's
I
what I
think
was
so.
gonna say. I think I don't think it has been done
Mhm.
in Pakistan music industry.
no.
कि you start with you always like मुझे याद है 90s में या even before that album starter was your first single.
Mm-hmm.
वेस्ट के अंदर ऐसा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है वेस्ट के अंदर एल्बम स्टार्टर इज योर एल्बम स्टार्टर एंड योर फर्स्ट सिंगल कुड बी एनी सॉन्ग ऑन द एल्बम नंबर 10
Yeah.
नंबर 11 number 5 right it doesn't have to be like the first song on the album is the single as well तो
Mm.
मुझे ये philosophy बड़ी अच्छी लगी I think this was something very different
Right.
they went with a song which is going to introduce that like if I was a fresh Bayaan listener
Mm-hmm.
and I would start with a song and I would be like, whoa, like this is
Yeah.
ballsy. So
Exactly.
you can like either lose your listeners or you can either be like intrigued by it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that it took that risk because I was most definitely intrigued by it, and by all
And
means I wasn't like a huge band fan before this album. So if it was able to intrigue someone like me who wasn't the
yeah,
a huge fan of the band, then I'm pretty sure कि बहुत से लोगों को intrigue करी होगी.
it kind of reminded me of two songs actually. जैसे अभी जैन ने कहा मलाल by अब्बास अली खान,
Mm-hmm.
वो काफ़ी मिलता जुलता था. और एक 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 इंस्ट्रूमेंटल है फ्रॉम द मूवी द विलेज, द ग्रेवल रोड बाय जेम्स न्यूटन हावर्ड. उसका
Mhm.
उसकी जो म्यूजिक थी ना, इट रियली रिमाइंडेड मी ऑफ दैट. आई थिंक जैन ने सुना हो अभी ये बोला.
Yes, I remember.
या
ऐसा
इट
भी
वाज
किस लाइन में आ गया आप?
इट वाज वेरी सिमिलर टू दैट. तो वो भी मुझे, मगर इट वाज रियली रियली वेल डन. एक
ऐसा
बेहतरीन
so
स्टार्ट.
इसकी कुछ वो डाल दें एक auxiliary information on the song. Mukeet is on the guitars for this one.
Okay.
Obviously, no lyrics though. It was just an instrumental. So Mukeet and along with the producers at Gramophone Studios in Lahore, they came up with this arrangement. By the way, Gramophone would be a predominant name as we go through this album. I think Gramophone produced most of their album, like recorded most of their album.
Perfect.
All right. So good segue. The song itself was almost like an intro to the next song, which is
So it
Bekhabar.
ends
We
with that
Yeah.
double tapping guitar, which actually segues into Bekhabar. Uska intro
yeah.
वैसा ही.
Yeah.
So so it goes and moves into Bekhabar, which also is their first single, as we discussed a
Yep.
little earlier.
Mhm.
Or uplifting and anthemic. It's about realizing that not all's lost. You should feel better about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
उसका कोरस जो है मेरी नज़र में थोड़ा सा ओवरडन है बिकॉज अब जो है हर बेसिकली हर गाने में इस किस्म का कोरस होता है स्पेशली सिंस
Yeah.
Coldplay has come into the fore with their choruses which are similar in nature.
Like
So
anthemic सा.
yeah जो उसका वाला नहीं ओहो वाला पार्ट जो है कोरस में
हाँ हाँ.
वो जो
जिंदा
है
हो
काफी
तुम.
एग्जैक्टली तो काफी मुझे जो I'm not gonna say tired मगर I think काफी un
Current है. I think
हाँ it is
it's
current.
how it's how songs are being produced, like pop songs are being produced nowadays. कि थोड़ा सा catchy हो, थोड़ा सा like hooky हो, उसके अंदर hooks
But
हो तो आप खुद भी
this
आपके दिमाग में वो hooks रहते हैं. अब जैसे कि
हाँ
मुझे बेखबर के lyrics याद नहीं है, although the lyrics are really amazing.
lyrics are good.
But वो जो
Lyrics are
hook,
really good though. I will
हाँ,
give
लेकिन मुझे उसकी hook
further
याद है,
credit,
like I
but
know
I
the
think lyrics तो पूरी एल्बम का सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है.
huge,
definitely,
like
I
huge point. I think.
100% agree with that. Okay, I think Asfar is an amazing songwriter. He's
Right.
far ahead of his peers when it comes to
हम्म.
songwriting.
हाँ, और मैंने जैन को भी बोला था कि जब हमारी इस पर डिस्कशन हुई थी
हम्म.
कि I think he has to write other than music. I think if he writes like just generally writes, he could be like one of the best out there right now.
Yeah.
Especially
And
like
हो सकता है
he
करता भी हो. I won't be
करता भी हो, हाँ,
surprised. Yeah.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. हो सकता है करता भी हो. If he's doing
हम्म.
that, as for I would really encourage you to release that and uh, basically become a writer as well because I think um, his album is just amazing. I wonder how long it took for him to write all of these songs.
हम्म. And I
Oh,
But
think
by the
look,
way,
guys, I mean,
बेखबर was.
this song reminds me of something that I want to
हम्म.
bring it up with you guys. कि इस गाने की lyrics इस बात मतलब इसका मकसद या इसमें मैसेज ये है कि अपनी ज़िंदगी आसान करो इतनी टेंशन ना लो फॉर एग्जांपल और just you're alive that's good right
हम्म.
और फिर आगे जब आप एल्बम में बढ़ते हैं उन गानों की जो कुछ गानों की जो अगर आप तशरीह करें तो काफ़ी डार्क हैं so
Yeah.
do you think that there's a contradiction here and what
no,
they're trying to say what do you guys think about that
I think um, on the face of it, I do agree. अगर मैं इसको skim करूँ इस album को, right? If I skim through the album, I would probably get the same sense. But if you
Mhm.
really dig deep into it, मेरा भी first जब तुमसे इसमें discussion हो रही थी and we were talking about Radiohead and और कौन सा बैंड था जो हमने डिस्कस किया था कि सिमिलर है in terms of sound? REM,
हम्म.
right? REM,
REM and
Radiohead,
radio. Well, REM from a sound and Radiohead
sound
from a
perspective, yeah.
maybe songwriting and singing. So
फील एग्जैक्टली और वो
feel
थोड़ा
for
सा
sure.
जो एक थीम होती है रेडियोहेड के एल्बम्स
हम्म.
की थीम होती है तो इट वाज मोर ऑफ अ थीमेटिक एल्बम राइट
Mhm.
तो अगर मैं उन बैंड से कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ तो दे वर डेफिनेटली डार्कर दे वर डेफिनेटली मोर मैच्योर इन द सेंस के थोड़ा से they were trying to deal with real life issues and growing up issues and midlife crisis and all of that stuff. The sound
Mm.
is pretty much the same by Bayan, but I think their overall or overarching message has been pretty positive. Like if you
मतलब
could just go
वही
through
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि
songs,
थीम या मतलब इस एल्बम का ख्यालिया क्या है like
Yeah.
what is the
I
theme
think it's I think the theme for me from this album की theme is um, I think like developmental है थोड़ा सा like एक होता है ना constructive criticism, right?
yeah
एक या उसको बोलते हैं कि आई एम लुकिंग एट माई सराउंडिंग्स बट इन अ मोर अपबीट एंड कंस्ट्रक्टिव मैनर तो अगर एक अब जैसे कि
Mhm.
हम बहुत से लोग ऐसे जानते हैं जो अगर अगर कोई बात अगर उनको समझानी हो तो they can be either hard on us and be like totally negative कि भाई तुझे कुछ नहीं आता तो ये ऐसा तो एक नेगेटिव पर्सपेक्टिव से आ सकता है और दूसरा सेम मैसेज दे रहा है बट दे कैन बी लाइक hey but you've done these good things I want you to improve on these and a little more uplifting तो मुझे वो मैसेज obviously अगर underlying message देखें तो it's dark right they're
yeah
talking about different things but the way they deliver it execute
right
जो किया is very upbeat
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's also representative
I
of
would
where
probably
the
I would
writer's
probably think
mindset
of hope.
was when he wrote this song. So I think they weren't written in the same time frame. I think that's what it tells me.
Yeah,
Maybe they
yeah,
were
yeah.
perhaps years apart because the theme ख्यालिया आपका मौजू जो है बदलता रहता है based on that. मेरी
Mm-hmm.
नज़र में ये
आई डोंट
which
थिंक इसकी कोई एक स्पेसिफिक थीम है इस पूरी एल्बम की। इफ़ यू मतलब कोई एक थीम आप पिन पॉइंट नहीं कर सकते, मगर दे डू डिस्कस अ लॉट ऑफ स्टफ रिलेटिंग टू लाइफ एंड इन डिफरेंट वेज, राइट? ये हर चीज़ को टच करी, फ्रॉम रिलेशनशिप्स टू योर ओन बिल्ड, रिलीजन तक ये एल्बम गई है, राइट?
Uh,
So like they're
it did,
touching
yes.
different aspects of
your
life,
life.
but in
I
their
think
own
life is
way.
probably the underlying theme then. Life,
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to. Life है all different aspects, मगर
love.
शुरू and the album flows in a, मतलब शुरू में थोड़ी खुश खुश सी, and then it goes out, मतलब कुछ ज़्यादा ही dark हो जाती है, but
And then
हाँ,
that's
it
but it
comes
is
back,
not
a
like
little bit.
dark from like again dark है लेकिन I don't want the listeners to take it as dark as in कि कोई मौत की बातें हो रही हैं और कोई डिप्रेशन और ऐसा हो रहा
नहीं
है ना
नहीं,
कि मैं
मतलब
अपने आप को
dark in
मार
the sense
डालूंगा.
Dark,
lyrics बहुत गहरी हो
मेरे लिए
जाती हैं,
जो
you can say
adjective है,
that.
it's contemplative. He's
Yeah,
thinking about.
Contemplative, yes, there you go. That's the word. It's contemplative. It's self-reflecting. That's why I like it. क्योंकि it's and it like इसको deliver करना भी बड़ा important होता है. Like you can have these thoughts, but the way you execute them is actually how I became a fan of the album because. Like I said, the themes may be dark. Yes, we can talk about like life is not a happy theme, right? You're not
yeah.
talking about just love and relationships. You're talking about different things,
Mhm.
but their execution has been like amazing because it just delivers the same message for someone like me or you or Navaid, right? We can all listen to it and really heat to it without getting bored. तो आई थिंक
Yeah.
वो जो एग्जीक्यूशन है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट थी. इस गाने के ऊपर हम जो बात करें बेखबर के ऊपर, बेखबर वाज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय मिकाल हसन,
Oh really?
obviously by Asfar. Yes,
Wasn't
they
aware.
recorded it at Mikal Hassan's studio, which is called Digital Fidelity Studios actually.
Mhm.
So Mikal Hassan produced the song, which is nice to see. I think they're I'm happy to know that bands like Bayaan and Kashmir are going to leak these big shot producers as well for at least one of their songs.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Okay,
Okay.
आगे बढ़ें.
आगे
हाँ,
बढ़ें.
I think एक just one last thing, बेखबर का जो था, it kind of sounded like, जो it's a very Pakistani sound, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
they introduce
Okay.
you with, okay, we are a Pakistani band,
Very
but अब
Noori
अभी अभी
type.
देखिए आगे मैं क्या करता हूँ,
हाँ.
ठीक है ना? And then
क्या करता हूँ,
then they
देखिए.
completely, then they introduce you to what Bayan is, right? So
हाँ. मेरा
that's
मुसाफिर पे बात करते हैं. मेरा मुसाफिर is the third track from the album. For me, it's a good song, but personally, this is probably going to be the song that I skip. Just by comparison, I'm not saying or suggesting that it's a bad song. I think it's a very good song. Maybe अगर मैं अपने आप को force करूँ, I can listen to it. If I can go, if I can listen to the song more than 15 seconds, I would probably hold on to it and listen to it. But if I skip in the first 15 seconds, then I'm gone. That's when I'm going to skip the song. Um, the lyrics are
Interesting.
obviously written by Asfar. It's produced by Rakesh Jamil at the Red Brick Music Studios. I don't know, Navaid, if you're aware of the Rakesh Jamil. I've never heard
no,
of him,
not
but this is
no.
another studio that they used for mastering and recording this album. This particular song, Mera Musafir. Um, this
Me.
sounds like a OST song to me. Like कोई ड्रामे का OST हो
Okay.
सकता है.
But I think मेरे लिए, like as I was discussing with you earlier, right, कि I listened to this album once very casually and once, like, काफ़ी गौर से. But when you listen to it as a very casual listener, right, I think this song stands out a lot because बहुत catchy tune है. And this is something, कोई भी casual listener होगा अगर ये album सुनेगा, this song will, मुझे लगता है कि this song will really stand out.
Okay.
ये जो tune है इसकी, it kind of gets to you. You
नहीं है
kind of
कैसी
feel okay.
अपबीट सा है थोड़ा सा लाइक गिटार पे बैठ के जो आप एक होता है ना ये
Exactly,
वाला
it's an
गाना जो
old
आप
jam
ये
पार्टी से
cool
वही
बैठ के
मैं
song.
गाना में
इसी
जैम
बारे
कर
में
रहे
बात कर रहा था. लाइक yesterday, that's a very
Yeah,
strummable song. मेरी नज़र में मेरे पसंदीदा गानों में से ये है, एक है
एक
इस
है,
एल्बम में.
हो.
correct.
Okay.
और although I dock 1 point for using the word dagar because it's the most overused word in Urdu songs, honestly.
Along with Man and Jia.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mane Ji, I think the sole culprits or the main culprits are Nuri
Nuri.
उन्होंने
और
इतना
Lagi.
यूज किया कि अब
Lagi.
कोई बैंड यूज ही नहीं करता वो वर्ड बेसिकली उन्होंने सारा जो इतना
उन्होंने ऑफिशियली इसकी
मतलब
उसको
उसका
रिटायर
कोटा
करवा
खत्म
कॉपीराइट कर
दिया
लिया।
इस को.
हाँ
But no,
नहीं,
I like that song. It's one of the songs that I listen to on a more frequent basis from this album actually.
yeah, same
Okay,
here.
breezy song hai. It's light. You don't have to process it actually
And the
because
least complex one too,
हाँ
right?
that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
uncharacteristically uncomplicated, from a Bayan's perspective. Because उनके
Yeah.
गाने दूसरे गाने सुनने के लिए you have to listen on them. Process करने में टाइम लगता है. इसको बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं लगा मैं process करने में.
एग्जैक्टली, मतलब बाकी कोई गाना सुने ना तो फिर वो वाली मीम याद आती है कि कहना क्या चाह रहे हो।
कहना क्या चाह
मतलब
रहे हो
कैजुअल लिसनर सुनेगा तो वो ये बोलेगा, अबे ये बोल क्या है, मतलब इतनी गहरी राइटिंग होती है। दिस सॉन्ग
Right.
एटलीस्ट क्या है कि बंदा मतलब समझ लेगा नॉर्मल भी, कोई
Mm-hmm.
इशू नहीं होगा, कैची भी बहुत है एज जैन सेड। सो
no definitely I think this can like I said ये पॉप सॉन्ग है पॉपुलर आई थिंक लोग उसको बहुत पसंद करेंगे that's why I was suggesting कि ये it could definitely work as an OST for a drama or something like that as well like a movie or something I don't know anything else you want to add about the song or we should move on.
I think we can move on. I think, like we all said, it's a good song. I think it's a good compliment for the rest of the album to balance it.
Yeah good taste like उसमें अच्छा
हाँ,
flavor है album के अंदर
बिल्कुल.
because of the song yeah I agree moving on we have
Another
Jag
instrument. Yeah.
another instrumental again another instrumental done by Mukeet as well on guitars another instrumental at Gramophone Studios Jag I think again one of my favorite instrumentals of all time I think बहुत अच्छा instrumental है I use the song as my um, wake up alarm clock actually
नाइस।
Appropriately named for sure.
yeah exactly और उसमें feel अच्छी है like and you don't get bored of it like मैं उसको हर सुबह मैं उठता हूँ उसी गाने के ऊपर तो I don't get bored of the songs like मैं अगर सुन भी रहा होता हूँ उसे without like ऐसे randomly भी so I'm really impressed by the song. Another song which is closely tied to the next song, right? Or another instrumental, if you like, closely
It
tied
is.
to the
Yeah.
song right after it. But again, like Navaid mentioned, ballsy to have two instrumentals in your first album.
And I
Ballsy.
think I prefer this
Respect.
one over Azek. I think
You
Jag
prefer
is a
this one?
I do too.
Jag is a
For sure. मैं इस
better instrument.
Jag ऐसा है कि you can listen to it on like it's a solitary song. Like Azek का ये है कि Azek end होता है बेखबर की riff पे, right?
Yeah.
तो अब वो एक अगर मैं उसके बाद कोई और गाना भी सुनूं ना तो it just wouldn't feel like मुझे
it wouldn't
कुछ
mash.
होता है
Yeah.
हाँ तो मैं कहता हूँ नहीं यार fuck अब मुझे वो बेखबर सुनना पड़ेगा बिकॉज अब उसने बेखबर का टेस्ट डाल दिया उसके अंदर राइट
Yeah.
तो वो एक कंटिन्यूटी के लिए आई एम जस्ट OCD काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन
Mhm.
तो um, Jag on the other hand you can just listen to it
On its
by
own.
yourself or कोई as a single song right
It's a standalone piece, I think, for sure.
standalone piece. I hate to call it song. It's not a song. It's an instrumental. Um, but yeah, you can listen to it on a standalone basis. Jag has another very upbeat kind of feel to it. It is not upbeat from a beats perspective, but it's
No.
very reviving, right? It's
It
like
doesn't sound Pakistani. You know what I mean?
does
अगर ये लगता नहीं है कि
Sounds
किसी
very Western. मैंने
Yeah.
last time जब हम बात कर रहे थे तो I said इसमें थोड़ा सा Kraftwerk का influence है और without इस गाने की बारीकियों में घुसने से पहले या उसके बगैर उस बजाय मैं ये कहूँगा कि when you listen to it तो आपको अच्छा महसूस होता है. I mean, it gives you
you
that
feel
vibe, gives you that
good
feeling.
yeah, it has a positive
Basically,
energy
that's
about
what I take away from the song is I really love it because of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah, I discussed किस studio में है ये, and then we can talk about the next one, which is one of my favorites from the album, which is Tifl. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, lyrically very 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 well done. बहुत ज़बरदस्त, and I like the fact कि अगर ये जो इन लोगों ने ये and when they're singing, right, you can hear every little thing, like from him breathing
You can in
to
this, especially in
everything,
the
and that I think वो जानबूझ के जो ये किया है song में, because this
थोड़ा सा
song
ये वो
Zaib, who
acoustic version
produced this
type.
song? वैसे Zaib, who produced this?
हाँ
It's again at the Gramophone Studios, written by Asfar, and then the interesting thing about this was like you guys didn't hear any like bass or drums on this song, so
no, this is all guitars, right?
This
so
is just
the
an
good thing,
unplugged kind of
interesting thing,
song with some production in there.
every band member actually picked up a guitar and played this with Asfar.
Oh, nice. That's
और
good.
तो उन्होंने भी इसका जो
इसकी
लाइव वर्जन
परफॉर्मेंस
था
सुनी, क्वारंटाइन परफॉर्मेंस?
नहीं यार, it's on the list. अभी तक सुनी नहीं. How is it?
अबे यार
Actually,
Navaid, you're
actually
missing out.
probably better than the album.
Really?
Probably.
Better than the albums. It's just amazing.
नहीं, मैंने देखा था. I haven't heard it yet. मैं सुनूंगा.
तो
अच्छा, this sounds very personal. Like it's like when you're listening, ऐसा लगता है कि they are literally just singing to you. Weirdly enough, it
It's
sounds
true.
like a lullaby to me.
it is a
Well,
lullaby.
it's the
It is a
opposite
Right?
of
lullaby.
lullaby. Lullaby puts you to sleep. This is trying to wake you up, though.
Exactly. This is like
Yeah.
waking you up, but it's the arrangement
It's an
and everything
oxymoron.
is yeah.
It's an oxymoron, right?
But
Right?
it's-
Like it's a message oriented lullaby, right? Or it's done like a lullaby, but it's like Zen mentioned, it's trying to wake you up because it starts with what's the starting lyric?
Tifluto.
दिल उठो आंखें खोलो.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lullaby sung like it's a song which is sung like a lullaby, but it's actually like a wake up song. कि उठो
And you
और
can take it in different layers. It could be on the face of it as just a wake up song for a child, right? Which is basically
Yeah.
what tifl means.
हाँ,
Or you can take it as something deeper. Okay, maybe it makes you feel like a child, more innocent, right? You can wake up
very
to
innocent,
that
yeah.
part of your life. Maybe go back in time. It could be about reminiscence too. तो उस वजह से काफी इस गाने की गहराइयां हैं, अगर आप उन गहराइयों में घुसना चाहें. And I think
Exactly.
knowing
और ये
Asfar, he probably has layered it. Based.
अभी मैं यही चीज़ दिमाग में चल रही थी कि अगर कोई भी पाकिस्तानी सिंगर सॉन्ग राइटर कोई भी पाकिस्तानी सिंगर सॉन्ग राइटर can write an album which is concept album, which is a heavily lyric driven album, it's a personal album like songs of experience and songs of innocence by U2, जो कि एक मतलब कि एक theme है ना उसकी, like it starts with innocence and then experience, which I see some layers in there. Obviously didn't mean it like that, but मुझे थोड़ा सा वो से linkages भी लिखनी, क्योंकि it starts with a little bit of like innocence with बेखबर, and then फिर then you talk about like पानी and मिट्टी, and these are very experience based and real songs, right? Real life songs.
Yeah.
So if anyone from Pakistan could have done an album like Innocence and Experience, I think it's Asfar. I think Asfar has the mental capacity and the a lyrical ability कि जिसमें लिखने का, और plus उसमें एक depth भी है. It's not like just using deep words when he doesn't even know what, like होता ना कि कभी आप कुछ लिख रहे हो तो then you try to Google क्या है इसका कोई अच्छा word कौन सा है.
नहीं, I think वो अपने ख्यालों को जिस तरह जाहिर करता है ना.
Articulate करता है.
Yeah.
So absolutely, yeah. So it reminds me of that. Like Innocence is one of the themes of this album as well. So
Yeah.
It's
one of my
kind
favorite
of like
songs
a
from the
call
album.
to restart as well. If you like, I don't know, मुझे ये vibe भी आती है कि मतलब start something new.
I think
It could be.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then also interestingly, if you look at tracks 6 through to 9 or 10, right? It basically acts as an interlude, right? Interlude towards what you're going to hear next, right? It kind of like stops you at the track saying that okay, तुमने बेखबर सुन लिया, तुमने दो instrumental सुन लिए, तुमने एक like upbeat सा good feely type की जो feel चल रही है अभी तक. Now we're gonna like mix it up a little bit, and it starts with the next song, which is Teri Tasveer. I know this is Zain's favorite song.
This is
mine
my
too.
favorite song from the album. I've listened to it maybe 50 times in the last week or so. And I think it's not just इस गाने में मैं पूरी एल्बम में ज़्यादातर असफर को कॉम्प्लीमेंट देता हूँ because of his writing. इसमें मैं not just असफर, I think उसके band member, the guitar tandem, and the drummers and the bass player, I think they have all really shown in this album because they've created that environment in which Asfar can actually talk about Tasveer or Teri Tasveer, whatever it is. And I think it's musically the most mature song from this album.
It is.
And I think production-wise, it's also the best produced song of the album. And whoever produced it, I have to give him credit.
It's the same Gramophone Studios.
I think they
Always
should.
में जिस तरह उन्होंने इलेक्ट्रिक डिलेज डाले हैं और फिर थोड़ा सा melancholic sound है इसमें, जैसे कि if you guys have listened to Smashing Pumpkins, it's very Smashing Pumpkins like from a musical perspective. So I think they're tying all their Eastern and Western influences in this album, which is really a compliment again to the whole band, not just Asfar, which is why
And also
the marching
the
drum beat
recording
is
studio.
perfectly
I
set.
think we have to give some credit to the recording studio as well,
For
Gramophone
sure.
Studios. I
Oh,
think
absolutely.
so. क्योंकि I would be very surprised अगर like a band like Bayaan, new on the block, like new kid on the block, they go into established studio like Gramophone Studio and then say, hey, this is the arrangement I want. This is how it's gonna sound like. So just click
And
record
and the
and just
reason, yeah,
master it. Thank you very
and
much.
the reason why I agree with you there is because if you listen to their previous songs, अच्छे गाने
हाँ,
हैं, right, उनकी जो production है
it's not
वो
really good.
left a lot to be, desired, because production
Yes.
wasn't great. Further की production is not good.
Right.
So
No.
which tells me that the studio and the production team had a big part to play in actually refining this song.
वो
These
पर्दा
their
लगता है
sound.
मैंने प्रोड्यूस किया था. Like it's such a
हाँ,
basic production. Like कि बस गिटार्स की आवाज बहुत ज्यादा आ
चार
रही
लड़कों को
है.
खड़ा कर दिया, चलो बजा लो, और फिर रिकॉर्ड करके फिर उसने स्टॉप कर
मोबाइल पे रिकॉर्ड करके बोला ये लो मैंने प्रोड्यूस कर दिया गाना.
दिया. पर हाँ,
तो
मेरी
तो
मेरी मेरी नज़र में मेरा सबसे पसंदीदा गाना है पूरी एल्बम का ये, बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट आई सेड.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
exactly. And yeah, I agree. And I want to especially mention the producers. I think बहुत कम क्रेडिट दिया जाता है स्टूडियोज को, राइट, प्रोडक्शंस को, मास्टरिंग को, ये सब चीज़ें वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लाइक जैन मेंशन कितने अच्छे अच्छे गाने इनके. आर्ग्यूबली बहुत सारे गानों से जो इस एल्बम में है, इनसे बेहतर गाने पहले रिकॉर्ड कर चुके हैं. लाइक इफ यू कंपेयर लाइक सॉन्ग बाय सॉन्ग, राइट.
कुछ गाने ऐसे हैं, हाँ बिल्कुल.
कुछ गाने ऐसे हैं कि यू कैन लाइक दे कुड आई वुड प्रोबेबली से कि वो एल्बम का हिस्सा होना चाहिए थी, बट अगेन फ्रॉम पर्सपेक्टिव थीम मे बी नॉट द राइट फिट, but because they were just not produced right, I wouldn't listen to those songs unless they were reproduced and remastered by someone much more experienced like Gramophone.
Yeah. I
True.
think vocally as well, this song
Yeah, he
असफर ने
plays
जो
around with
काम
his
किया
vocals.
है, I think this is the best song of the whole album. मेरे हिसाब से I think he did a phenomenal job. वैसे ही बहुत ज़बरदस्त सिंगर है, but in this one he actually shows you कि देखो, this is all what I can bring to the table. I think beautifully sung song.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Again, another Gramophone Studio recorded one, written by Asfar. This is a song where me and Zen kind of like
We divert
uh,
from, yeah.
differed, not differed from their perspective, but we have a slightly different view. I still like the song. I still like Daira. We're talking about Daira, track number
Daira,
7,
oh my
Daira.
God. I don't know
Um,
वो हुआ क्या है. मतलब when you talk about the underlying theme of life, right?
What happened
This
अचानक?
this songs represent the fuck ups that you make up in life. मतलब ये क्या हुआ एकदम से? Like it's like when
नहीं
you're
नहीं
listening, in deep
नहीं
listening, and
नहीं
एकदम से it's like तुम सो तो नहीं गए? Let us wake you up.
wake you up. नहीं नहीं देखो मैं एग्री करता हूँ सब चीज़ों से. और that reminds me of Aro's album. Remember Aro's first album
Yep.
जिसमें उन्होंने जो क्या कहते हैं गडोली का remix किया था.
वो यार the girl
un,
which was heavy.
unnecessary as fuck, right? Because अगर उस एल्बम से आप कंपेयर करो, एल्बम बड़ी अच्छी है. लाइक इट्स एन अल्टरनेटिव रॉक पॉपी टाइप का साउंड है. लाइक वेरी क्लीन, नथिंग लाइक जिसमें वो चिल्ला रहा हो और ये करो, थोड़े से रिफ्स इतने हैवी हो और इस तरह का कोई सीन था ही नहीं, राइट. एंड देन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन you hear Garoli, which is like a heavy metal version of the original song. So that's what this song reminded me of. Not that
दायरा की मेरी सबसे जो पसंदीदा क्वालिटी बताऊं क्या दायरा की है, कि it's short. Honestly, it's over soon.
2 मिनट में.
yeah,
Because
देखो, I
I
think
they're
you
trying
guys
to
have
be, I don't
probably
know, like chaos or something. I don't get it, because it's completely out of personality. I think it's kind of angsty,
किसी और
it's
एल्बम में
heavy.
चल
I don't
सकता था.
understand it.
ये किसी और एल्बम में चल जाता है, मगर the way the whole album was going, this was like all of a sudden कुछ
It's like a
क्या हो
अच्छा
रहा
curve.
समझ नहीं आया.
मैं अपना पर्सपेक्टिव देता हूँ. आई एग्री कि ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आउट ऑफ द ब्लू हिट करता है ये गाना, ठीक है. तो with that being said, I think placement of the song in the album could have been better. I think track number 7, I think it could have been in place of Teri Tasveer, because Teri Tasveer kind of reaffirms the theme, right? क्योंकि अब आप कितने 6 गाने हो चुके हैं अब तक, तो 6th गाना आपका तेरी तस्वीर है. तो तो आप 6 गाने तक तब आप पहुंच चुके होते ना, तो अच्छा सही है, अब तक ऐसे ही चलेगा इसका मतलब. यानी कि
सही.
कोई अभी तक आपको कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं मिली कि हैवी रॉक कुछ आने वाला है आगे, राइट.
एक टोन सेट हो
तो
गई है सब पे बस.
एक टोन सेट हो गई. तो
हाँ.
आई डू एग्री कि अगर इसको थोड़ा सा हायर अप द एल्बम आप प्लेस करते हैं, लाइक इन प्लेस ऑफ लाइक दिस शुड हैव बीन ट्रैक 6 इन माय ओपिनियन, बिकॉज जाग और तिफिल के बाद इट कुड हैव बीन अ वेरी इजियर place to put it, and you could be like, okay, अब थोड़ा हल्का हो गया, थोड़ा सब तेज कर लेते हैं, फिर दोबारा हल्का कर लेते हैं, right? तो ट्रैक नंबर 7 पे दायरा रखना, it's a risky statement, and I can see why it put you guys off. But having said that, I listened to the song like intently. Lyrics भी देखी मैंने. Lyrics again, I think we can't repeat that enough. Lyrics, all of the songs are amazing. Um, Arrangement wise, I can see why they did this, because they don't want it to be, they don't want to be niched or like, labeled as like ये तो this is a ballad band that could produce great ballads and great music from that perspective, moody songs वगैरह. And then also,
Mhm.
one of the criticisms that they received in Pepsi Battle of Bands season 3, where they won, if you guys remember, Bilal or Faisal, both of them were like pushing Asfar to really be inclusive, right? Include करो band को, like make it sound like आपका band कुछ गा रहा है, ऐसा ना लगे कि आप अमेरिकन आइडल पे एक बंदा गा रहा है और उसका एक बैंड पीछे खड़ा हुआ है. जिस तरह अमेरिकन आइडल में होता है ना कि एक सिंगर फोकस्ड होता है, वो बैंड अब जितना भी अच्छा पीछे बजा रहा हो, दे डोंट ओनली थिंक अबाउट ओ यार वो बड़ा जबरदस्त बजाया था उसने ड्रम्स और बेस, बिकॉज नोबडी इज लिसनिंग टू दैट, एवरीबॉडी इज लिसनिंग टू द वॉइस. तो आई थिंक कमिंग फ्रॉम दैट परस्पेक्टिव, मे बी द बैंड मे हैव थॉट कि यार एक दो गाने ऐसे होने चाहिए जिसमें बैंड फोकस, लाइक बैंड पे फोकस आए. सो दिस सॉन्ग was about the band. It wasn't about us first singing or us first writing skills or the arrangement of the song. At all. It was more about to show कि यार इसमें drums, like drum beat, I really like. अगर it's a very different drum beat, right? If you compare
Mhm.
to the rock songs that we hear a lot, especially from Kashmir. Kashmir के drum beats are very consistent. You can see like किस speed पे वो चल रहे हैं, उसका tempo बहुत consistent है, and it's not bad, it's good. But for them to do their solitary rock heavy kind of a song from this album on that beat, that shows that they're thinking about it. This wasn't like a random ass song that they recorded in the studio overnight.
I just thought it was diversifying for diversity's sake, without taking into account
That's what
what
I'm
they're
saying.
all about.
That is what I'm saying. कि,
With bands, I mean, every band has a specialty. It's like, अब हर band को आप expect नहीं कर सकते कि हर किस्म का music बजाएगा. Like, you wouldn't expect Led Zeppelin to do like disco funk, right? So it's that kind of deal for me. And I mean, I
but
don't mind
I don't want to
this song
I
in
don't want to
isolation.
pigeon them. I don't want to pigeonhole them into like ये हमेशा ना बस तुम क्या कहते तेरी तस्वीर और तिफिल बनाते रहो. That's I don't want them to do that either.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean वो सही है मगर
I think thematically doesn't fit that song.
yeah,
I
that was
think
what I thought. Like they
अगर आप
could have
उसकी
done
lyrics पे
without
जाओ,
this song,
अ-
this whole album.
अगर आप lyrics पे जाओ तो I think it fits completely well, like perfectly well मेरे opinion के हिसाब से, क्योंकि वही again it talks about life and reality. So that's why I was like कि जो तिफिल गाना था, it's basically a transition into the next part, half of the album. That's why I strongly believe कि this could have been track 6, and then track 6 could have been track 7.
मगर
क्योंकि
then again अगर दायरा के बाद again if you have a song like तेरी तस्वीर playing, तो फिर वो एक जो आपने अगर आप थीम लेके चल रहे हो and then you put in दायरा, चलो you have lifted the
नहीं,
sound,
क्योंकि अगर आप
उसके
उसके
बाद
बाद देखो
फिर
ना,
नीचे
दायरा के बाद जितने भी सॉन्ग्स आ रहे हैं वो थीम में फिट कर रहे हैं, लाइक एक साउंड में फिट कर रहे हैं, एक टोन में फिट कर रहे हैं. तो यू कुड हैव हैड दैट वन लाइक फ्लैश इन द मिडल, लाइक फ्लैश इन द पैन इन द मिडल, प्लेस करा उसको, एंड देन यू गो अवे विद इट. आई थिंक putting that as late as track 7, that was a mistake in my opinion. I think could have been placed earlier, but again अगर मैं song अगर isolation में जरा बात करो, like give me two like opinions, both of you guys. Isolation song, like forget the album, forget the theme, whatever. Isolation में कैसा गाना था?
Isolation, it's not a bad song. I can
yeah, not
listen to
bad.
it, sure. But I mean, it's not still not my favorite song, but I can
Uh-huh,
listen to
like
Isolation.
exactly, that's fine. But if it was just a song that they released randomly, you would have been like, huh, that's a good song, right?
It's a good song definitely.
Yeah,
So
sounds
with
like
that being
Kayas
said,
to me.
मगर
हाँ बोलो
हाँ
नवेद.
एग्जैक्टली कयास, मगर ये एल्बम पूरी सुनते हुए आ रहा होता ना, तो दिस वाज द वन सॉन्ग दैट आई स्किप्ड. ठीक है
कहाँ से आ रहे होता है?
सेकंड मैं कह रहा हूँ एल्बम जो सारी पूरी सुनते हुए आओ तो
आ रहा
इट्स
होता
लाइक
है, पता नहीं क्या नीपा से आ रहा
ये
है तुझे.
नहीं बंदा जब पूरे सारे गाने सुनते हुए आ रहा होता है, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन दिस प्लेस आई विल स्किप इट.
ट्रैफिक में फंस गया
हुआ क्या?
था. नहीं आई एग्री, मैं डिसएग्री नहीं कर रहा तुम लोगों से, बट मैं थोड़ा एक
Hmm.
काउंटर आर्गुमेंट
No,
में
I
इसलिए
get
दे
your
रहा था
point.
कि
No, I
ठीक
get
है,
your
I
कि,
point.
get your point. In isolation, it's a decent song. No
Yeah.
इट्स अ
worries.
डिसेंट सॉन्ग, और प्लस तभी मैं कह रहा था, आई थिंक जैन तुमसे भी जब लास्ट टाइम डिस्कशन हुई थी, मैंने बोला था कि दिस कुड हैव बीन लाइक अ बी साइड, मे बी बी
Sure.
साइड ऑल्टरनेटिव वर्जन होता है ना, बी साइड एल्बम का एक ऑल्टरनेटिव वर्जन होता है, तो आई वुड हैव बीन रियली एक्साइटेड अगर उसको बी साइड पे एज अ बी साइड डब करते हैं ना से, तो आई वुड हैव बीन लाइक स्टिल हैव इट एज पार्ट ऑफ द एल्बम, बट उसको क्या क्या कहते हैं उसको, एडिशनल
Bonus track
ट्रैक्स,
एक तो नीचे.
बोनस ट्रैक, हाँ बोनस ट्रैक्स में ही होता, तो आई थिंक दैट वुड हैव बीन, सो आई थिंक वी
Mm.
एग्री देयर.
Yeah.
Moving on to my favorite song, not just from this album, but any Pakistani album that I've listened to in the recent past.
It is
It's
a
Bayaan.
great song.
it is
It is the
Hmm.
song that won the season for them, I think, in
for
my
them,
opinion.
Yeah.
and I'm ashamed of myself कि मैंने उस वक्त उस गाने को वो रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दी थी जब ये था. Maybe I was like too obsessed with Zaib winning it.
मेरी नजर में जब
Hmm.
मैंने गाना सुना था, I thought they deserved it at that very point because
I didn't think about it. I didn't know if they deserved it back then or didn't. मैं honestly इसको, हालांकि मुझे गाना अच्छा लगा था तब भी,
Hmm.
but I didn't think of it from that perspective कि oh यार ये गाना आ गया, अब तो
उस
इनका अवार्ड होना चाहिए.
उस वक्त एक्चुअली हम लोग जर्ब पे वो बैंड
फोकस
बैंड तो नहीं
ज़्यादा
कहूँगा, उस पे ज़्यादा हम लोग वो वी वर बिगर
हाँ
फैन बॉय समझ लो
हाँ
ऑफ जर्ब
exactly.
उस वक्त.
We're talking about Pani
तो
and Mitti, by the way, track
या
number 8 on the album, produced by Rakesh Jamil at Red Brick Music Studios, written by the drummer Mansoor,
and I think it's
and
one of the lyrically most strongest
much
song.
better songs.
Yes.
So that's what I was
बहुत
like.
ज़्यादा.
Or
And it's
like,
about it's about being human.
Yeah.
It's about humanity in general because
पानी
it's
और
about
मिट्टी
pani and
पे.
mitti. That's what we're
Mhm.
made of,
like
right?
basic elements,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
basic elements. और तभी वो जब गाना भी स्टार्ट होता है ना, तो बड़ा बेसिक गाना स्टार्ट होता है कि vocals हैं, arpeggiations, I think, if I remember correctly, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
हाँ
Yeah.
arpeggiation पे स्टार्ट होता है,
The
और
arpeggiation, I think, was written by the drummer.
Yeah, the
exactly
first
तो
riff. Yeah.
जो फर्स्ट तो
Yeah.
क्या कहते हैं, मंसूर लाशारी ने लिखी थी. What I really like Navaid mentioned, one of the better lyrical songs on the album, which is scary because if your drummer can write much better
This
than your
good, yeah.
best songwriter, then you guys are gonna go places.
Mm. नहीं, and
Yeah.
I think इसकी जो खास तौर पे एक जो specific एक दो जो lines हैं which were like
Oh, mind blowing.
amazing, मतलब especially जहाँ ये पूरे song का जो crescendo आता है, जाके मस्जिद है
Oh,
ईमान गुम है
आय
मिट्टी
हाय हाय.
इंसान गुम.
बहुत
Yeah,
ज़्यादा.
that
That is,
that part gives me goosebumps every
और
time I
नहीं
listen to
उसके
this.
बाद जो किक इन करता है गाना, लाइक जो इसके बाद
Oh.
एक कोल्ड प्ले टाइप का एक लाइक एक उस ये गाना जब मैं इसकी रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन जब मैं देख रहा था इसका, लाइक लाइव वर्जन पे पेप्सी बैटल बैंड में, और ये वाली एल्बम वर्जन में था, तो मुझे फॉर सम रीजन लास्ट सीजन का वो गाना याद आया उनका, ब्लैक आर का. कौन सा गाना है यार वो,
एक नई सुबह.
एक नई
एक नई
सुबह.
सुबह, राइट, एक नई सुबह भी सेम
Like
पैटर्न
the
है, राइट.
crescendo is
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
क्रेशेंडो,
बहुत.
हाँ, जो क्रेशेंडो से
बेहतरीन
पूरा
था.
बैंड किक इन करता है, like everyone like comes together and then it just
Yeah.
sounds magnificent. It's similar to this song. This is like starts very slow, like वो arpeggiation तक मेरे ख्याल से 2 वर्स तक जाती हैं वो, um, and Aswar is almost like whispering into your headphones, um, the whole song, and you feel like अच्छा सही है, तो it's going to be like Tifil and all of that. It's going to be very personal, intimate song kind of thing. But then it kind of like
Goes grand.
नहीं वो ग्रैंड तो एंड में जाता है, बीच में एक होता है ना कि जिसमें स्टार्ट्स विद द ड्रम्स एंड देन देयर द बैंड काइंड ऑफ लाइक बैकिंग वोकल्स में आवाज आ रही होती है, पानी मिट्टी की ना, पानी मिट्टी जब बोल रहे थे.
Yeah, backing vocals actually इस गाने में बहुत
बहुत
बेहतरीन
अच्छी
है,
है.
बहुत
and
आला
it
है,
worked really
बहुत
well with the whole song.
लाइक पूरा जो एक वो समा बांधा है ना, बहुत
Exactly.
बेहतरीन था,
Yeah, yeah.
I think
बेहतरीन.
इसमें बैकिंग किसने, I think हैदर ने और actually
Bassist and
और शाहरुख
yeah.
दोनों ने की थी.
Shahrukh
Yeah.
Donan, yes. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful, and I could see. I watched the video from the Pepsi Battle, the band recording again. And जब आप song के बाद जब उसकी तारीफ हो रही थी ना, I could see Mansoor being like super proud of it, and he should
Yeah.
be. This is,
I mean, in my opinion, it's I think one of the 3 5-star songs on this album, and you rarely
absolutely.
get that in an album.
मैं इसको 10 stars दूंगा out of 5. For me, it's just It's
it
just
is a perfect song.
beyond perfection. Like मैं इसमें कोई
Yeah.
कोई घपला नहीं निकाल सकता. इसमें कोई gaps नहीं है इस गाने के अंदर. कोई
Oh no.
ये नहीं कह सकता maybe they could have done this better. Maybe like it's just amazing.
Yeah,
हर
what
angle
what
से.
what surprises me and amazes me is ये जो गाना है, this doesn't sound like a song from the first album. This is something that
Yeah,
a
100%.
very mature song. अगर ये पांचवी एल्बम लोग मतलब
हाँ,
पांचवी
very
छठी
good.
एल्बम का गाना लगता है ये. It's like that
ये
mature. It's
exactly.
beautiful.
It's the जुनून version of um, क्या कहते हैं, जुनून का भी गाना था ना, मिट्टी में मिल जाएंगे
Mhm.
Yeah,
और
it's like it's not like a
धरती
rubber
के
soul
खुदा.
man. It's like they wrote this song for Sergeant Pepper's. If I take a Beatles analogy,
Oh
it's
yes,
that good,
it's that
and
good. It is
yeah,
that good.
it is that good
So
for sure.
I think we have established it. It's one of our favorite songs from the
Very
album.
songs, absolutely.
The next one
Is
is just grand. It's
if
just
I
even.
if I mean I don't think it's an overstatement saying that this is the best written Urdu
Song.
song of the last
Mhm.
decade, at least.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yes, and then
Agreed.
also we're talking about track number 9, Suno,
Suno.
from the album itself, and I can see why the album was named after this song.
It is phenomenal songwriting. Honestly, इसमें मतलब I cannot heap enough praise on Asfar for writing this.
Yeah.
And I can't like, I also
And I have to
I have to like even
compliment.
thank him. Like I have to like compliment him, and then also
Mhm.
personally thank him for writing something like this,
Such a
right?
song. Yeah.
Okay, it's very easy for a
It's
young and
challenging
upcoming
structure as
band.
well.
Very challenging structure. So that's where I was going with this as well. It's very
Yeah.
easy for an up and coming band to be very, अगर हम football analogy यहाँ पर इस्तेमाल करें Zain, तो it's very 4-4-2, right? A new
Yeah,
band comes in, just put
yeah,
in
that is 4-4-2.
four
Yeah,
at the
4 by
back,
4
four
beats and stuff.
midfielders and 2 attackers. Let's just go risk free here, okay? Uh,
Yeah, this guy
so
went a false nine Guardiola in this.
exactly. This song is a false nine Guardiola, like in uh 2009, was it Barcelona?
2011 Messi false nine. This is what
False.
it is.
Exactly. This is what it is. So a lot of football fans would make some connections with that. So so the reason why I was happy and I wanted to say thank you to Asfar and the band was to do something really original. This is not. I don't think I don't remember something like this done by a band in their first album,
Yeah.
with the intention of really expressing their art. Um, from a risky perspective, because they still want to make money, right? They still want to be marketable. This is not your marketable song. If anybody
No.
asks me कि बयान कैसा बैंड है यार, कौन सा गाना सुनना चाहिए, I wouldn't go with like this song कि यार ये सुनो.
And I mean, even from a singing perspective, the lows he achieves in this song, which reminds me that जब Coke Studio, Battle of the Bands में one of the criticisms earlier on was from the judges was कि असफर के lows इतने अच्छे नहीं हैं, and he actually proved them
Yeah.
wrong. His
हाँ,
lows are amazing on this.
I agree.
And
I
and
agree.
I have to give credit to the production team as well, because someone must have come up with the idea कि यार इसमें सितार का sound डालो, which perfectly suits the song.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Production
absolutely. Yes.
again, a high mark.
This one again at Rakesh Jamil, by Rakesh Jamil at Red Brick Music Studios, written by
And I
Asfar.
think ये इस गाने को जो casual listeners भी जो है ना, I would say कि listen to this song and over again this song will grow on you.
It does.
क्योंकि
It
it's the thing is at once you're listening, पहली दफा जब उसको सुन रहे हो, you think यार ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही loves हैं, right? There's a lot of lyrics in there.
There are a lot of
मगर
the sentences are so long, honestly.
yeah, and it's like ख़त्म ही नहीं हो रहा. मगर the thing is, if you pay attention to what he's saying and the way the music complements it and जो पूरा structure है, it's phenomenal. जो writing, as you said, कि recent times में मैंने इतनी अच्छी writing किसी album में नहीं देखी.
Asfar is the
और
best songwriter out there now, I think, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
he's definitely number one, like by a good distance. Like
Yeah.
ऐसे
And
उसके करीब अभी कोई नहीं आता.
it's very gutsy for them to name the album on a song which talks about religious freedom.
Yep.
This is the
It's
underlying
interesting
theme
you
जो
brought that
इसकी
up,
है.
क्योंकि मैंने भी exactly ये words कहे थे जब हमने
Really?
पहली podcast करी थी. Yeah.
हाँ, जैन ने
Okay.
एग्जैक्टली बोला था. या तो तूने जैन की पॉडकास्ट सुन के तू भरम मार रहे हैं.
मैंने तो वो शुरू में देखते ही बंद कर दिया. मैंने इसकी तो आवाज ही नहीं आ रही थी, मैं सुनूंगा क्या. नहीं, but
नहीं, हाँ,
this
to be
was
honest, वैसे I
Amazing.
do agree 100% agree कि लेकिन मैं I'll raise my hand first and say कि मैंने जब ये first time गाना सुना second time third time मुझे religious freedom का अंदाज़ा नहीं हुआ मेरे थीम कुछ और चली like I didn't even think about that
What was
मैंने लिरिक्स पढ़े भी थे मेरे दिमाग में नहीं गया बट when Zain mentioned that in the last time when we were discussing this तो मैंने दोबारा जाके लिरिक्स पढ़े and then I was like oh fuck yeah this is exactly what it's about
वाला
so I'm
पार्ट जो है
glad
दर खुदा उनका है,
हाँ
just
हाँ
वो
नहीं
that part
वो
is
तो है
just,
बट वो थीमेटिकली भी like it makes sense now
yeah.
uh, I think Navaid was 100% right when he mentioned कि first time सुनने में ऐसा लगता है कि too many words. It sounds like a spoken word thing, right? It's
Mm.
as if he's
it's an
speaking, he's not
essay.
singing.
It's essay है जो उसने गा
It's
के
he's not
आपको
singing
सुनाया है.
in
या
this
मतलब या
song. It seems like he's not singing. He's just speaking.
Yep.
Right? Like तो जब when you speak, you use words and you use long sentences and pauses and whatever, right? But when you're singing, तो आपको थोड़ा structure लाना पड़ता है उसमें कि
या
अब मैं बोलूँगा then riffs, drums or bass
Yeah.
will you know interject and then
Yep.
I
Again,
go
I
back.
mean, musically, I think इसकी influence Radiohead से काफी ज़्यादा है. मैंने इनकी, I mean, if you've listened to In Rainbows, the 2007 album from Radiohead, उसमें एक गाना था Fast Art नाम का. If you listen to that, you'll remember the parallels from a structural perspective. तो मेरे ख्याल से I don't know, maybe someday हमारे पास हमें मौका मिलेगा इनसे बात करने का. But I'll ask
I
him if
really hope so.
Radiohead is one of his influences because I can bet you it is.
Oh, एक और चीज़ मेरे like one thing I wanted to compliment the band as well. I think we have heaped a lot of praise on Asfar. I think this is where the band really shows how important it is. Asfar, if he was by himself, maybe he couldn't have thought of the arrangements and how to
Yeah,
really
for sure.
package this together, right? I think the band does so well in understanding that it's not like a classic 4/4/2 as you mentioned, right? It's a very
Mm.
like कभी रुकता है कभी लंबा बोलता है कभी फिर थोड़ा सा रुक जाता है like उसकी अदायगी बहुत different है. It's not like
आपको
he's going
मतलब
consistently.
बैंड वाइज जब आपको कोई लिरिक्स लाके ऐसे रखे कि देखो ये लिरिक्स है मेरे, द
हाँ
बैंड
तो
विल बी इन अ
अब
लॉट ऑफ
कहाँ
ट्रबल कि ये मैं इसको किस तरह किस अरेंजमेंट में लेकर आऊँ कि ये
किस तरह से
सारा
लेकर
फ्लो
आऊँ
हो.
हाँ
सो
flow हो
kudos to these guys,
exactly
the whole
it
band
flows
कि
right
they
it
actually exactly
flows
they
Yep,
came
and
up with
the thing
something
is,
that complements it
yeah,
perfectly.
and the thing is, they have two guitarists, but usually in a band,
I don't know what they
it
use it
means
for
the lead guitar is gonna show off, right? They
Yeah.
don't,
हाँ
Oh
and
yeah.
ये चीज मुझे बहुत पसंद आई है कि यार लंबे लंबे सोलोज नहीं मारे हुए. They always keep
Mm-hmm.
within कि यार गाने को कॉम्प्लीमेंट क्या
sound
करेगा,
and
मेलोडी कौन सी
that's
अच्छी
what I
जा रही है,
like
like very
and
John
that's
Frusciante like in a way, maybe the edge, like इस वजह
the
से
edge
जो
I think more the edge than John Frusciante. I think that's what I like about these types of bands and music is that it's very uncomplicated but very complicated as well at the same time क्योंकि ये वाला टाइप का जो म्यूजिक है ना if I would ask any of your Tom, Dick and Harry type of guitarists out there like aspiring guitarists who can play licks and all of that stuff if I ask them to just play these songs
yep.
they would find it very difficult to play it in the manner that it has been कि उसके अंदर एक रिस्पेक्ट रहती है इसमें क्योंकि गिटार्स आर नॉट यूज्ड टू शो गिटार्स आर नॉट your they're not supposed to be
Guitar is
your
not a modest equipment or
it is not a modest equipment but it is not also like when you talk about bands in my opinion guitar is not the star like spotlight of the band it shouldn't be
in
guitar
But
should
Pakistani rock bands it
that's
has been.
it has been
Pakistan में
it
exactly
has
that's the
been
thing.
it has been
गिटार
but
बहुत ज़्यादा.
that's what I'm saying कि
Mm.
उसमें मेरा ओपिनियन ये है कि ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए बहुत सारी जगहों पे
Yeah.
लॉन्ग सोलोज दे रियली कॉम्प्लीमेंट द सॉन्ग सो मैं नहीं कह रहा कि वो लिक्स और वो सारी सब चीज़ें करना मना है या नहीं करनी चाहिए
Mm.
बट to really complement the song, if that is needed, by all means do it.
Yeah.
All of this, like throughout this album, I didn't feel like कि यार यहाँ पे एक लंबा
Mm.
slash like solo होना चाहिए
सोले की
था
जरूरत थी या नहीं.
नहीं
They did enough and that was perfect. जो उन्होंने अपना part play किया that was
I
good
think they
for the
did
song. Yeah.
more than
More
enough
than enough.
like
Yeah. Exactly.
perfectly like इसमें
Mm.
कोई वो नहीं था कि इसमें कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है
Mm.
there's no way to add like a
Over नहीं किया ना किसी
slash
चीज
हाँ
को.
over
Yes,
नहीं है
exactly. Yeah.
exactly it's
Yep.
perfectly done it's balanced it's equilibrium state नहीं होती like everything's like standing still
Like
कोई हिल नहीं
आप
रहा
आप किसी भी पाकिस्तानी गाना या बैंड वगैरह को सुन रहे हो ऑटोमेटिकली आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हो कि चलो वर्स आ गया कोरस आ गया वर्स आ गया कोरस आ गया अब एक सोलो आने वाला है. राइट.
हाँ
with this one, with this album, कई songs के तो देखा जाए तो main chorus भी नहीं है,
हाँ,
right? And that's the beauty
Exactly.
of it कि इस उनके they don't go with the conventional songwriting
they
या
think outside the box.
composition. Yeah, exactly, and that's what
And
definitely
that's
make
where
it.
I specifically which is why I mentioned कि specifically जो studios है ना, that the
Mhm.
producers, they also should get a lot of credit there,
Absolutely.
क्योंकि they didn't push them towards that norms. They were like, नहीं नहीं नहीं, अच्छा, if you want to do something outside the box, let me help you make that music.
Yeah.
Let me not like um, put my ideas into your head. कि
कोई
नहीं
creative
यार,
freedom दी भी थी ना कि do
बहुत
whatever
और
you
that's
want
why
करके.
I'm also happy कि Asfar and the band, I think they were very picky and very specific about who they select
Yeah.
as the producers and the studios of their music, because they wanted to make sure कि जो उन्होंने envision किया था इस album को लेकर या इस song को लेकर किसी भी गाने को लेकर,
Mm.
वो vision at the end of the day नुमाया रहे, क्योंकि अब जैसे हमने स्टार्टिंग में बात करी थी, हमें पूरी अच्छे तरीके से पता है कि what
Yeah.
this album is about. Like if I was to feel in a very specific manner, I know why I would pick up this album to listen, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि ये album तो they have communicated to me really well कि यार ज़ेब, अगर तुम्हारा ये वाला मूड चल रहा है ना, तो these are the songs for you.
Mhm.
तो that's very important कि आप बैंड जो है ना आपको ये communicate कर दे कि इस एल्बम की फील ये है, जस्ट बाय लुकिंग एट आई नो इस एल्बम की क्या फील है, एंड आई वुड जस्ट लिसन टू इट बेस्ड ऑन दैट. I think we've discussed this one to a large extent. So moving on to the closer of the album, which is Khel Tamasha.
Is it a closer or a B side? I don't
अच्छा,
understand it.
weird
I
thing
think
is
this is where I was just mentioning to Zan, this should have been like either not part of the album or
यार ये
bonus track.
मैंने एल्बम पूरी पटारी पे सुनी,
I think
and
this is a bonus.
Patari doesn't even have this song on
I
the
think
album.
it's a bonus track, so I just treat it as a B side.
Yeah, yeah. वो सुनो पे एल्बम एंड हो जाती है
Yep,
ऑन पटारी.
yep. But I
अच्छा.
think
एंड
that's the intention of the
या
album.
एंड
So
मैंने बाद में जब मैं ऐसी ट्रैक लिस्टिंग कर रहा था तो उसमें फिर मैंने देखा कि अनप्लग वर्जन है इस गाने का, मतलब बट उस पे तो था नहीं.
वो एक extra I think है इसमें B is
या
like it's like a bonus track.
या
So yeah, I
it's a
think
really good song, but I
it's a
It's a
prefer
good
good
the
song.
track,
studio. It's
but
a
I think
I
prefer the
it's a
studio
good
version.
song. I like it, but it just
Mm.
should end with Suno, I think.
It
And I
should end
think
with
it's
Suno.
उसके जो official है, I think official video is one of the best videos Bayan has made, in my
खेल
opinion.
तमाशा.
खेल तमाशा.
Yeah.
अच्छा
हाँ,
मैंने
नहीं, अच्छा गाना है.
No,
खेल तमाशा उन्होंने पेप्सी बैटल बैंड में परफॉर्म किया था क्या?
नहीं
I
नहीं
don't think
मिलता
so,
किया था.
no.
नहीं मिलता किया
But
था.
उन्होंने
अरे
video
नहीं मिलता
बनाई है
क्या?
उसकी.
नहीं, मैंने वीडियो देखी है, मैंने वीडियो देखी है.
It's a really good video.
So बढ़िया. So overall thoughts, guys, of the whole album. We've gone through track by track.
एक अरसे बाद there's come an album जिसको ना सिर्फ musically नहीं, lyrically भी, हर मतलब overall it's a phenomenal album.
It
मतलब
forces you to listen and try to
exactly.
understand music. I
Yeah.
think it is a phenomenal album. There's no two ways about it. What about you, Zaib?
I think it's so. I went into this album listening to this album from a perspective of. I think we made a good point in the beginning. Ke I was not like a Bayaan fan,
Yeah,
for that
same here.
matter. So me going into this album and then coming out of it as a proper fan of Bayan now, that basically gives you an idea how much I like
Mm.
it. Okay, it's very easy for me to like an album of a band that I enjoy and like listening to, but it's very difficult for a person like me who doesn't really who finds it difficult to listen to like very very fresh new stuff
Right.
from fresh new artists, and then actually start liking them. So I've become a proper fan now, and I really look forward to their next albums and next singles and whatnot. And I'm like properly following them on all of the media outlets
Yep.
out there as well. So I think the whole
I
album
honestly I honestly hope they deserve like success from this album. That's what I
they
wish
should
for
they
them.
And
should
I
they
think
should.
one more thing that we should really thank is Pepsi Battle of the Bands. I think
100%.
because of these guys, in the past few years, we have got amazing bands come up from
हमें
Pakistan. तो वो पूरा
स्पॉन्सरशिप के चक्करों में
हाँ भाई, अगली अगली एपिसोड भी तो करनी है.
तू स्पॉन्सरशिप के चक्करों में
Story
सबको
डाल रहा
उठाता
है
रहेगा, कब तक चलेगा सर?
करना पड़ता.
करना
मगर
पड़ता है।
yeah, नहीं, because of these guys, really
No, no,
really
no, yeah, absolutely.
जबरदस्त
I think
lyrics
हमने
हैं।
अपने पेप्सी पेडलर्स द बैंड के रिव्यू में भी ये बात बोली थी कि
हम्म,
जो जो फ्रीडम बैंड्स को मिला है आफ्टर द री initiation of the bands,
हम्म,
it's been phenomenal. I think a lot of these bands feel empowered to do their stuff. Like Bayaan, they were down and out in that season. If you
Yep.
guys remember, they were done. Like for all I knew, okay, they would have been out maybe before. I think 5 bands remained, right? So like they were so anonymous in the start, although they were trying to do their own thing. That's why I think that really defines their journey.
Mhm.
Is that they're persistent, but they don't change. They didn't change their sound throughout the जो उनका and पूरा एक जो journey थी. They didn't change themselves, but other
Exactly.
people kind of like felt convinced about their sound. So that's where I think that's me as well. Okay, they didn't have to change for them to acquire me as a fan. So
हम्म,
I actually bought onto their ideology and their music and their arrangements and everything else after I listened to them. So I think it's a fantastic album. It's a 5-star album as far as I'm concerned. Has like any album that has 3 to 4 classics. I think
It has at least 3 absolute
yeah,
classics for sure.
classics, yeah.
100%.
and I expect these to stay around for the next 5-10 years as well. These
Easily.
songs, जो
Easily.
classics हैं इनके. So I can imagine, like, hopefully, like, we can probably, when the new album comes out, we can discuss
Mhm.
that, and then maybe by
Go
that
back to it.
time, the album को थोड़ा time हो चुका होगा, and then maybe
Mhm.
we can look back at it and say, like, how do we feel about it now?
Yeah,
Because another really important thing about art, especially in music form, is के
test of time.
how
How does
test
it
of
sound?
time, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Test of time. 100%.
So
Yeah.
वो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग होगा, बट आई लाइक मेरी अभी इनिशियल फीलिंग्स ये हैं कि इट्स प्रॉब्ली गोना स्टैंड द टेस्ट ऑफ टाइम फॉर श्योर.
yeah, and I think
I think so.
as Zain said, जो तीन, if not the whole album, at least जो तीन चार जो 5-star songs हैं, they will definitely
Oh
stand the
yeah,
test of time for sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
Which brings us to like the ending of our podcast, and we'll end it by giving it an actual rating out of 5. So why don't you start, Zaib?
मैंने इसको मैथमेटिकल करा. मैंने आई वेंट सॉन्ग बाय सॉन्ग एंड रेटेड देम आउट ऑफ
I did.
5 stars. आई लाइक हर गाने को मैंने इंडिविजुअल रेट किया, फिर सबका एवरेज बनाया ऑब्वियसली सर करके. तो मेरी जो रेटिंग आई थी was 4.45, so it's 4.5 stars out of
I'd
5.
go with 4.5 too. 100 easily 4.5 for me.
हाँ, नवेद.
What about you?
I actually rated it from with 10 के ऊपर से
Mhm.
दिया था, तो मेरे लिए it's a good 9.5. तो
Wow.
0.5 जो है वो डेफिनेटली वो दायरा ले गया मगर yeah, but overall a जबरदस्त album.
जबरदस्त,
It is.
जबरदस्त.
In the
Alright, guys.
future, we would love to talk to these guys sometime, but I mean,
Yeah, I would like if Bayaan and Asfar, you guys, you're listening, really appreciate if you guys could come on and discuss this album with us. And I mean, we've made a lot of points in this album. I hope.
वैसे घर में बैठे हो आजकल, करने को कुछ है नहीं
नवेद हमारा एक जो ना कॉर्नर करता है बड़ा, उसमें यंग यंग बैंड्स को लाता है, तो वो कॉर्नर वाले एपिसोड.
चलो ठीक है. Perfect.
चलो. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll come back again with another episode pretty soon. Thank you, guys.